Hello everybody and welcome back to Farm Sim 25. Welcome back to our Calmlands Survival Challenge. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight it's officially summer, y'all. Hope you guys are ready. We are going to be selling off our soybeans from last year. It is officially June. I know in the last episode we said we were going to skip straight to July, but I almost forgot we have soybeans to sell off. We also need to feed our chickens and check on our cattle. Make sure everybody's doing well before we move forward. The chicken eggs seem to be caught up with selling, so that's good. We've got $163,000 in the bank, so let's go over here. I believe I already got the soybeans out of the silo and put into the trailer, so we should be able to just drive them over and dump them at the whatchamacallit, farmer's market. Couldn't think of what it was called, but we got it. We got there eventually. But as you can see, we got 134,000 liters of soybeans in the bed of this trailer, so let's go make some money, shall we? I'm excited. It's always good to sell off some good product, you know? Makes you feel like the work you do isn't for nothing. But next month we'll be doing all of our cutting. We'll also be harvesting our wheat in the next month as well. In the last episode, you guys remember we did a massive, basically no editing planting session on the massive 110 plus acre field that we got over there, and turns out, as expected, people didn't really enjoy watching it for as long as they did. So we'll go back to doing time lapses for the foreseeable future, or jump cuts altogether. But yeah, turns out most people aren't really willing to sit there and watch what was it, hour and a half video where pretty much all you do is just drive in circles. So yeah, I get it. Ain't nothing wrong with it. I just had to test, see if people were potentially there to watch the farming side of things more, or if making it a compelling series by jump cuts and stuff was better. And turns out making a more interesting video is more interesting to watch. Who'd have seen that coming? But let's get over here and drop off our soybeans. Should be a decent amount of money here. Should be our best paycheck for soybeans ever. There you have it. $163,000 plus $15,000 in environmental fees. Beautiful. That'd be a total of, what, $188,000? That ain't bad, y'all. That ain't bad. We're up to $342,000 in the bank. So we're doing just fine. But I'll be with you guys in a moment when we get back over to the farm. All right, so let's get this. We got to feed our chickens. Then we'll go over and feed our cattle and make sure that they've got everything they need. Probably could just check on them from here. So the cattle currently have 16,000 liters of milk. Beautiful. They have 60,000 liters of TMR. That's good. And they have 14,000 liters of straw. So we don't actually need to go over to the cattle then today. So that's good news for us. Saves us a little bit of time. There's nothing else that I can think of that we need to do in June. All of our fields are ready to go. Next month we will be doing our grass cut, and this field will be ready to cut for the first time now that it is complete. It's going to be great. Can't wait to see this all nice and trimmed down again. We will also have to be spreading some lime this year, but yeah, we'll wait and see. Now, one of the things that I do want to do is go ahead and do some maintenance on our tractors. This one will be first, obviously, because it's been around the longest. Then we'll get the new tractor over there maintained. Since y'all got on me again about not maintaining stuff. Well, we did just buy that thing, so it makes sense that we didn't necessarily maintain it right away. You know, didn't have the money, but for $4 grand, we'll go ahead and get our case tractor repaired. It is now fully repaired and ready to go. We will go ahead and get some fuel as well. We have the fuel right here. And then while that's going, John Deere's fine, Harvester's fine. This thing is obviously going to cost us an arm and a leg. Now, we did get this used, so can't really complain that it needs a little bit of TLC to get going in the right direction. But yeah, we'll go ahead and get this thing all nice and fixed up. And it is going to cost us almost $24,000 to fix this thing. Good God. But we got the money. Get it fixed. And there you have it. Our Kloss is officially repaired, y'all. You don't have to yell at me anymore. We'll just shut her down right there for the time being. Now, obviously, there might be some equipment we need to touch up as well. I don't know exactly. I'll check on our mower. It's the most prevalent that we use. So let's see. Yeah, it's only 6% damage. We're fine. Might need to sharpen the blades later, but we're good. Shut down the case, and let's go forward. Next month is our big month. We're going to go through, and we're going to do all the grass cutting. We've got all of the wheat to cut. Like, we're going to be busy. So let's get it doing. All right, $390,000 in the bank. Beautiful summer morning out here. Not a cloud in sight. A perfect day for harvesting. So let's get our case fired up. We'll hook it up to the mower, get it started. We've got this big old field right in front of us that's going to get mowed for the first time. What did I do with my case? I'm a dumb. Oh, parked it over here. Forgot. All right. Look at that big old grass field right there. Ah, it's so nice to have it finally finished after all this time. You guys know me. I'm not the most like OCD person in the world, as you can see by my farm layout here. I don't necessarily need buildings and stuff. A lot of farmers don't necessarily have buildings around where I'm from. They eventually get like a barn and stuff maybe, or they have an old barn. But it's not uncommon to park your equipment and stuff outside. Is it the ideal scenario? No. But like that doesn't really bother me a whole lot. But getting my fields to like fill up an entire area rather than like only partials of an area. I mean, look how nice that field looks now. Look how nice it looks. Look at the edges. It's so perfect. I'm sorry. It just is. So yeah, we're going to get started. The funny thing is the 50 meter working width seems to be working just fine here for the first time ever. Normally it won't let that work. But yeah, we'll let that work then. Fine. Go ahead and make it happen there, AI. Let's see you cut at 50 meters. Beautiful. All right, and while you're doing that, it's time to fire up the old harvester. Let's get over here and work our wheat field. Got this big old wheat field over here. Just absolutely gorgeous wheat field. A little bit of weeds sticking up through there that we sprayed. So they're not actually hurting anything, but they might clog up the combine, so it might... Hello? Oh, I got it disconnected that way. I was like, man, this isn't working. All right, let's go ahead and unfold the harvester. Swing her around. And get her hooked up. Shouldn't take too long for us to do this. Oh yeah, I forgot. We've got the 50 meter version now. I forgot that was the thing. Also, we're not putting the goddamn scroll down. I do this every single time. Disable straw swab. Every time. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. We only lose a little bit here, but it seems like every single time I do this, I forget that we have to engage our straw swap. I don't know why it keeps changing it. But it won't take us too long to harvest this. Look at that huge field of soybeans, man. Don't that look just pretty? Look how much money we're about to make off that. Well, that's a mountain of straw. Easy there, killer. Come on. Yeah, I forgot we upgraded to having the Lizard Colossus with the 50-meter working width on our harvester now. So yeah, harvesting ain't going to take very long at all in this field. Honestly, I think I'm just gonna, I don't even know if I need the drive lines. I'm just gonna do this one by hand. Not like it's gonna take all that long. Not gonna be the most efficient, but we'll get the last little bit, and then I'll get the little chunks that I missed like a dum-dum. Thankfully, the game knows the difference between my wheat field and my soybean field. I know the soybeans aren't ready to harvest, but can you imagine what this would be like if they were ripened at the same time? If it would harvest both of them, it'd be ruining something. All right, I think that's good. Let's go ahead and drop that. Take this over, dump the wheat in our trailer. Yeah, this particular load is going to go straight into the trailer because we're down to, I think, 40,000 liters in the old chicken trailer. Don't know if I can reach it from here, but I'm going to try. Alright, maybe drop that real quick. No! Really? That's what I get. That's what I get. That's on me. Idiot. Should have just put it in the old silo. It's alright. We'll get this thing parked now. We're done with it for a little while. At least until we harvest our soybeans later this year. I think AI just finished, oh, careful there, trailer. What is going on? Something weird is going on. It wouldn't let me turn. Alright. Shut that down. A little weird. Anyway. We need to get this thing fired up. Grab the old forage wagon. Pick up all of our straw. It looks like there's still a little bit of grass left over here, so that's fine. This thing. Ready to go. Well, we've already filled up on silage additive, but we know that our field now is big enough that we're going to have to fill up twice. Make it full in the beginning and then after a little bit. We should be able to just drive straight through here. Right, all the straw's been picked up. We'll dump this in the silo, and we'll get ready to start picking up our grass. What worries me here is that the AI seems to not be adding the extra new part of the field for some reason. Why would it do that? Never seen the AI do that before. You totally haven't completed your task. At all, actually. I guess we'll have to do that ourselves. Alright, let's hold up then. I guess we'll have to finish the AI's job for it. Maybe because we haven't actually cut it as one field yet. Never seen that happen, but I guess it's totally plausible. mean, you can see that the lines go straight into the other field. So there's no reason it shouldn't do what it's supposed to do. But let's hope that this is the only time that this happens. You know what they say, on a job done right, you gotta do it yourself. Hard to find good help these days. Won't take us very long though. Knock off these little pieces that are left. We'll get this thing moved over to the other field. It could be that it's set to 50-meter working width too. And while it shouldn't be an issue, because I mean, it clearly placed the path down, should work, it still might be an issue. AI might be freaking out. Alright, let's do that. We'll set this automatically to 47 while we're coasting down the hill, because we know that works. And then I need to make sure that I use lime and fertilizer on everything as well this year. Should be far enough into the field for the AI to take over, and then I will get back picking up all of the grass. Alright, all the grass has been picked up. We're going to go over here, we're going to drop this off in the silo, and we're going to, as you can see, the AI is already doing the lime for the field. Fill up on silage additive while we're here. We actually didn't need to fill up the silage additive in between. We had just enough. Now, I don't know if that's going to be the case if we get a full yield off of everything going forward. But we're definitely going to need to get some more silage additive down here, so we'll have to go to the store, pick some of that up today. But for now, should be able to drop this off right here. There we go. And then we'll just park this out of the way for the time being. And we'll get this thing hooked up to the fertilizer spreader so that we can spread the fertilizer at the same time that we're doing the lime, or prior to doing the lime on the other field. Because the AI is going to take a minute to do this one. Now we are going to go ahead and fill up on fertilizer while we're thinking about it. Now, if we look at our map, whoops, wrong button. I'm using the wrong keys. I've been playing Ark a lot lately, and my buttons are driving me crazy. Okay, so if you look at the map and we go to the precision farming, you can see that we actually do need some lime on our grass fields specifically, but also we'll be needing lime on our. I'm going to go ahead and put it down on the lime or the wheat field as well, for the time being. So we'll get all these fields limed up and fertilized. Okay. Got all of our fertilizer. Alright, so I've noticed something that we're going to have to look into, and that is this tractor, as feared, does not have a crop sensor. So, right now, it's not sensing what crop is on the field, so it's not applying the best fertilizer rate for the crop type, which means we could be potentially using extra fertilizer, which is no good. So we need to find a way, or maybe we just trade this tractor in for something better that can actually have what we're after. Actually, looks like we can set it ourselves. So we can set it for grass, and it will automatically do what we want for the grass. But it doesn't seem to be doing anything at all. weird that that's not working. Let's check in on our deal shop here. We have, oh my god, we got one of the modded cases in here. I think we have to pick this up. I think we have to. Now, the question is, does this case have the ability for the Asaria Compact? I'm not seeing it. Dude, what in the world is... Why is none of these mods have the ability to have the... Asaria Pro Compact? You'd think it'd be like right in here. Front loader attacher. I mean, this thing can have a front loader apparently. Liquid tanks. We're not after that. Got a big front weight on there. I don't even know where those are. We have a light bar. Kind of like having the warning lights off. I like these narrow twin wheels, to be perfectly honest. But if this doesn't have the ability to have the Asaria Pro Compact, I don't think there's a reason to get it. Like, I know that it's got a lot of horsepower potential. Like, it can be the maximum horsepower, which is 1,341 horse, which is kind of crazy. And, like, we can get it all the way up to some of the ridiculous horsepower. (886 horsepower). But the problem is, if it doesn't do what we need it to do, then there's no real reason to get it. Like, I don't know why these aren't coming with an Asaria Pro Compact option. $132,000. Now here's the deal. I know that I can sell this piece of equipment and be able to buy that case. So we're not going to be down anything. Let's head up through the field anyway. Because we're going to get more than $132,000 out of this. For sure. I have no idea where our AI is on this field. Apparently he's all the way at the top and he's not actually moving. Oh, he ran out. Good Lord, that explains it. That explains it. We ran completely out of lime. That's a lot of lime, man. course, I didn't look to see how much lime was left in it before we started the field. I know I filled up the fertilizer. We'll fill her up with lime. This might take a minute. While that's filling up, we'll get this thing. Like I said, we're going to take this thing up to the top. We're going to repair, repaint, send it off to the Shadow Realm. We're going to pick up that Case tractor. The Case is going to be more useful than this thing in the fact that it has more horsepower. It's going to be able to pull the implements up the hill better. It still doesn't have the option for the Asaria Pro Compact, so we're going to have to at least keep in mind about that. But man, look at the size of that soybean field. Isn't it a thing of beauty? But it's also faster than this thing, so it'll be a good transport tractor. Like, there's reasons to have the Case, and I'm not going to pass up an option or an opportunity to get something on a discount, because it is what 62% off. You're not going to get a better discount than that on such a tractor. So I'm going to take advantage of that while we can. Trade up this tractor for that one. Still doesn't have the ability to do like the crop sensing and stuff, so I'm going to be keeping an eye out for a tractor that does, so that we can have a second tractor for liming and fertilizing or whatever. Because obviously our John Deere doesn't have enough horsepower for that, to pull that big old hopper around at the right speed anyway. Especially on those hills. We'll get this up here and trade it up. That's a lot of money. But we're going to get almost $400,000 out of that. So I think this is absolutely worth the trade up. Because again, we're not losing any functionality. I don't need the 1341. We'll go with 800. I don't know the difference between engine sound 1 and engine sound 2. Might have to keep an eye out for that. We'll go with the narrow twins. Actually, I kind of like the BKTs. Sure, we've got some. Okay, so the BKTs don't actually have narrows. What about Nokian? Nope. Oh my god. What is that? This is for landfills? I've never seen that. That's kind of crazy. It's a chaff compactor. Okay, that makes more sense. Okay, well, apparently we got to stick with this then. We'll go with the narrow twins. Windows are normal. Light bar options, no. Corner strobes, no. Liquid tanks, no. Front loader, not needed. I like the black, to be perfectly honest. Although, I think I'm going to switch this over. We'll have our Case. There we go. Perfect. Now, obviously, the special edition is kind of hidden a little bit. And then rim colors, we'll make that also Case. Normally it'd be red, or normally it'd be black, but I kind of like having the red rims with the black hubs. But yeah, this is $187,000, so overall we're over $200,000 in the positive on this. So I think that's a good overall purchase. Obviously, we're going to have to repair this, so we might as well do it while it's here. Look at this big old behemoth. Got a big old turbo. I know it says it's twin turbo. Alright. Let's go ahead and repair it while we got it at the shop. Because you guys get mad at me if I don't. There we have it. This is engine sound 2. Let's hear what engine sound 1 sounds like. If we go in here, this is engine sound 2. If we go to engine sound 1, I'm going to try it. It's $45,000. I know it's a lot of money, but I do want to hear what it sounds like because I want to get the right sound. No. Engine sound 2 was better, at least in my opinion. So we did just waste $45,000, but we're still in the positive on the whole situation, so I don't mind. This sounds much better. Oh, it's got a Jake brake. I don't know if I like that. But I do like the sound of the turbo. Do tractors normally have engine brakes? I feel like that's not normally a thing. But I still think this is going to be a great tractor for us, so I'm not upset about it at all. Get this thing down here. Alright, let's finish this liming of this field. I guess the easiest place to start would be right here. Alright, that's all the liming done. Now we just wait for the AI to finish up the fertilizing on the big grass field. And we should be good. I may run the fertilizer over there to the other 2 grass fields just to make sure that everything's going to work out. I don't like the idea that the crop sensor wasn't working, so it may not be putting down enough fertilizer. And I don't want to lose a bunch of yield. Go ahead and fill this thing back up with lime. This isn't working. Alright. Clearly we're going to have to get another tractor with an Asaria Pro Compact for helping out with the fertilizing and the liming. Which is fine. I don't mind having a big tractor for doing like the big jobs. But obviously this isn't going to work for the finesse jobs. Unfortunate as that may be. We're going to go park this here for the time being. Actually, while we're waiting for that to fill up with lime, I might go ahead and grab this and drop in the silo. This thing actually has a pretty good turning circle too, which is nice. Alright. While that's filling up with lime, we can go ahead and disconnect it. And we'll have to fertilize it with this. Have we not bought the soil information? Is that what's going on here? Like, we had to have bought it, right? Like, there's something weird's going on up here. Maybe it's just the soil type, but the map is not adjusting at all. Hate to spend a bunch more money on purchasing all my soil information again if I don't need to, or if it's not going to help with this current issue. But you can see it's applying fertilizer, but it's not applying fertilizer. Maybe the fertilizer is just enough for now? Who knows? I'm confused. Because I've never had this happen before. So if we go in here and we look at our soil type, we go to pH. I guess, yeah, I guess the lime is fine. Right? We go in here, though, the nitrogen is not fine, especially up here. And it's not blacked out, so it's not like it's not been bought. I don't know. Something weird going on. But I'm not going to continue to waste time on that. If it's working, it's working. If it's not, I don't know what to tell. Hopefully it'll fix itself between now and the next episode or something. It may be my fault for starting the field without the crop sensor and all that stuff. Because this tractor absolutely has the crop sensor on it. Put this over here as well. All right, let's check on our chickens. or not our chickens, but our cattle. We have plenty of TMR, plenty of straw, so we don't have to worry about them. The milk is starting to get up there again, so we might have to consider that in the near future. We got $368,000, and I'm thinking that now is the perfect time to start looking at a dairy. We talked about this in the last episode, but I think I do want to look into putting some sort of like dairy down. But I'm not sure which dairy we should put down. I'm thinking something like this. And then we could put it over here. But the problem is we don't have the land over here. Like this is all of our field. I would like to put it across the street. So how much would it be to grab the land right across the street from our... Okay, so they're both big plots. It doesn't matter which one I go for here. Obviously, the one that I'm thinking is this one here. It's $148,000. I think we are going to go ahead and buy that piece of land. And then we should be able to put our dairy down. $210,000. Man, it doesn't get much closer than that, does it? Alright, let's fly across the thing. It's $210,000. Why is it saying not enough money? I got $220,000. Maybe it's the cost. Well, we don't need to put it down right now. We'll go ahead and we'll wait. We can go forward 1 month. Because we should be good. We've done all the liming, all the fertilizing. Put everything away. We will go forward. And then this month we should have plenty. To build our dairy. Yep, $287,000. The chickens just got fed. And this is why I like these trailers too, because you can like dump them once and then they just go from there. There we go. Sometimes it can be a bit finicky. We got that. I don't know what I'm doing. I need to fly. Alright, so the dairy, $210,000. See, it says $216,000 is all it's going to cost. So it lied to me. But yeah, we will put this right across the street from our dairy farm. Let's go ahead and put that there. And then, obviously, yeah, you can see the terrain is a bit ridiculous, which is what I kind of figured it was going to be. But we should be able to soften some of this, and hopefully that'll make it a little bit less obnoxious. Just trying to soften it as best I can, anyway. Alright. Let's take the old John Deere over. Actually, do we need any, do we actually need any feed or anything. Probably ought to go ahead and pick up some feed and some straw, actually. I'll take the John Deere over there to do the... You know what? Actually, it's not really worth it. We'll just use the big tractor for now. Eventually, I want this John Deere to be basically dedicated to dairy farm production. But we'll get this thing fired up. We'll pick up our trailer. Take some straw and some TMR over. Alright, the one thing I didn't look at, how much straw do we have? We have 1,800 liters. It can only hold 25,000, so we need to bring in about 23,000 liters. Or less. Now we can bring the straw back and put it back in the silo, so it's not that big of a deal. We can drive through this because there's nothing planted currently. It'll get planted next month. This tractor does make a great hauling tractor. Easy there, killer. There we go. Got all the straw they need. Just back over there, dump the straw, pick up some TMR. I'm going to go ahead and fill this thing up with TMR. We're going to buy a couple of more trailers. I need 2 more at minimum. So let's go ahead and do that while I'm thinking about it. It'll be this one here. 5 million capacity. And they're only 20,000 a piece, so I'm going to buy 2 of these. And that way we can have 1 for straw, 1 for TMR. Let's go ahead and drop that while I'm thinking about it. Have 1 for straw, 1 for TMR, and then 1 for carting anything like soybeans or wheat or anything like that around. We've got 1 for the chickens already. Now the good news is I can haul both of these at the same time because they should attach to one another. Yeah, one of these can be for straw, one of them can be for TMR, one of them can be our normal hauling trailer for our soybeans and so on and so forth. And then we won't have to worry about constantly having to make sure that we don't overfill a trailer and all that stuff. And then we can go ahead and move the John Deere over to where we want it. This thing has narrow tires, so we should be able to use the this thing to pull the sprayer, even though we're not going to be able to pull that sprayer any faster. Alright, so we're going to detach this trailer right here, and then detach this trailer there. Turn around. It's still filling up with TMR. Alright, we'll go ahead and take what we've got. We've got 500,000 liters almost. That should be good for now. This also will give us a chance to go ahead and make some more TMR and stuff like that, so. Set that right there. Go ahead and fill this up with the milk, and then go ahead and start our dairy production. Go ahead and start our dairy production up. Sorry about that. Just knocked my remote off of my little desk. All right. Dairy production. So we want to make regular milk and cheese, right? Is cheese more? Let's see, 1,320 cycles per month. 3 milk equals 2 cheese. So you lose a little bit of milk there. This one 10 makes 20, so we gain here. I think we just make cheese. Because if you look at the price difference, even though we lose like 1 milk, if you look at the price difference between milk and cheese, regular cheese sells for $1,900, whereas bottled milk sells for $638. So getting twice as much milk. I mean, that's basically getting 1,200 a pallet, essentially. We'll call it 1,300. So yeah, I still think cheese is the right way. So we'll go with cheese. Get that going. Wait, did we fill up the production already? Like, is the dairy full of milk? Oh, it's totally full of milk. Okay, so it only holds 72,000 liters of milk. Okay, well, we can drop that there for the time being. And as it needs it, it can pull from it. I will go get another trailer, fill it with straw, or what we can with straw. And then we can park it over here. And then we'll bring the John Deere over here. Because the John Deere is going to be our tender tractor for the dairy. Alright, so we should be able to pull some straw. There's a reason I'm doing this, and it is simple. As we get more and more cattle, the storage of the cattle farm, or the barn that we currently have, is not going to be adequate to keep up with my cows' needs. It's just not. So we would never be able to keep up with it. So by putting these trailers over there, and then at the start of each episode, we would just simply back the trailer up to it, start unloading into it to make sure it's full, and then as we progress, it would automatically dump as needed so that the cattle never run out of what they need. So that's why we're doing what we're doing, in case you're wondering. In case you think I've just lost my mind. Now, I don't know how much straw we currently have in the fermenting silo, but it looks like we have 300,000 liters, almost 400,000 liters left. We are making grass silage. I don't know which one is the oldest. One of these is the older one. One is the newer one. This one is making just regular grass silage. So is this one. Okay, this one has the TMR already in it, so this is the one that we're after. Okay, so if we go for hay drying, let's turn that on. Oh wait, it's already got all the hay that it needs. Okay, so we need to just go ahead and turn on TMR. And the one that we need, I think, is this one, hay and silage. So we'll go ahead and turn that on. Alright, so now that should pull as much as it needs to mix all of the TMR that we need. Heck, we might as well shut this down while we're waiting for it to fill up. Bring this one over here for the time being. Park it. This is a good looking tractor though. I do like it. And if we ever need 1,300 horsepower, we could absolutely upgrade it. But we'll run over here and jump in the old John Deere. Oops. That's supposed to be hooked up there. We still need to buy some silage additive too. Might do that. We don't have a whole lot of money in the bank, but I should have enough to get what I need. We'll shut that down. Jump in the old truck. The other thing I didn't look at is, do you have plenty of... Okay, you got seeds, fertilizer, and water, so you're good. How about you... Wait, this is the smaller of the two. Let's check this one out. You also have seeds, fertilizer, and water. You're getting a little bit low, but you're going to be fine, at least for another couple of months. We'll fire up the truck. We'll head up into town and pick up some silage additive. $3,000 a pallet. We'll go ahead and buy 8 pallets. That'll last us a little while. Soybeans are almost ready to harvest. A couple more months, they'll be ready to go. Boy, that's going to be a lot of money right there. I know we more than doubled our previous, so if we just made, what did we make? Like $185,000 this year from last year's soybean? So we're probably going to make $360,000. That's going to be a good payday right there. It's a lot of soybeans, man. Rain has officially started. Fortunately, it doesn't really affect us here, which means we're going to get wet as we load these onto the truck. I'm not going to worry about putting them in there all perfect. That's what I get for not worrying about putting them in there all perfect. Perfect. Alright, take us down, get it unloaded, right where we keep our silage additive for the time being. Now, one of the things I do want to do, I do want to build up some equipment storage and stuff like that. We just haven't really had the chance to do it yet because we're constantly reinvesting our money into other things that make us more money, whereas equipment storage really doesn't do us any good. But I do want to do it. We did already allocate some land on our property for equipment storage. We just have to put up the building for it. And I also downloaded a couple of new sheds that we might be looking into buying. I don't know if we have enough room for them. I might end up dedicating some of the area over there that we have for a grass field. Who knows? Or maybe I get rid of this wheat field altogether, put our equipment storage there. That's something we could do. And then we can put up another piece of property that'll give us a wheat field. But I kind of like where that wheat field's at. I don't know. Might have to think about it. Go ahead and unstrap it. And we should be able to pull all this stuff over here. I don't remember exactly where it's at. It's right there. Okay. We're just going to drop it. Alright. Try to stack this a little bit neater now. Or at least get it all into the same spot. Perfect. Should be all the silage additive we're going to need for the time being. This should be filled with the straw that we had. So we'll take the old John Deere over. And like I said, we will have one trailer dedicated to straw, one dedicated to TMR, one dedicated for hauling any sort of bulk goods that we need. And then this can grab the tanker trailer as needed. It can do all of the dumping of the materials that are needed. Should be the perfect little tractor for managing our dairy farm. Alright, so this will be the John Deere's new home for the time being. It'll be able to attach to either of these trailers, dump out what's needed to keep the cattle going. And then of course we have our dairy farm over here. And we will be making cheese. But for now, I think that's where we're going to call it. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Let me know if you guys are still enjoying the series, and if you like what I'm doing, punch the like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.